Hello students, in this lecture we should understand what is inflation, what is its nature and what causes it. Inflation is a sustained increase in general price level of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. When the general price level rises, each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services. Let us now understand how inflation originates or what causes it. Depending upon the specific causes, 4 types of inflation have been distinguished. Demand pull inflation, excessive growth in money supply, cost push inflation, and structure inflation. Let us try and understand each type of this in length. Demand pull inflation occurs when there is an increase in aggregate demand. An increase in aggregate demand can be done by households, by businesses. It can be done by government, and also aggregate demand can be increased by foreign buyers. So demand pull inflation occurs when there is an increase in aggregate demand categorized by 4 sections of macroeconomy: household, business, government, and foreign buyers. When these 4 sectors concurrently want to purchase more output than the economy can produce, they compete to purchase limited amount of goods and services. Buyers in essence bid the prices up of these products, and that is how the general price level increases, and this is called as inflation. And this inflation occurs because demand is more than the level of production. That is why it is called as demand pull inflation. This phenomena is also known as too much money chasing too few goods. And this generally occurs in the expanding economies like ours. Demand pull inflation can be cured by either reducing the demand or by increasing the supply. So the demand can be reduced by reducing government expenditure, by increasing personal taxes, by increasing interest rates, by increasing reserve ratios like CRR and SLR. And the supply can be increased by reducing trade barriers so that we import more, by reducing corporate taxes, like business houses have more incentive to produce, by increasing productivity, and by finding cheaper energy. If we know fiscal and monetary policy, we can say that during demand pull inflation, government and central bank adopts contractionary policies. Sometime a country may experience a situation where even though there is no increase in aggregate demand, the prices may still rise. This may happen because increase in the cost of factor of productions like land, labor, capital, and enterprises. This situation is called as cost push inflation. When the cost of the product is increased because of the way it has been produced, the raw material has become expensive, the labor has become expensive. This is known as cost push inflation. So cost push inflation is caused by an increase in price of inputs like raw material, etc. The increased price of the factor of production leads to a decreased supply of these goods, while the demand remains constant. So the general price level of the economy rises. How can we cure this cost push inflation? By monetary policy. We have to set up higher interest rate. Higher interest rate would reduce demand, leading to lower economic growth and would also lower down the inflation. By controlling money policy or money supply, monetarist economists argue that there is a close link between money supply and inflation. If we can restrict money supply, we can control the inflation. Supply side policies. There should be policies to increase competitiveness and efficiency of the economy so that it would put downward pressures on the long-term costs. Fiscal policy. Higher rate of income tax could reduce spending, and reducing the government spending may also control cost push inflation. And the last is wage control. Wage control means that government try to control the wages. It is very difficult to do. Apart from 1970s, it has never been adopted. That is all about fiscal policy as of now. Thank you.